when you wake up after your head clatters off the canvas, you will know it's not all talk.
2015 was my year. 2016 is also my year. Every year is my fucking year. I don't care what country, what sea, what kingdom you are in, I'll find you and make you kiss my feet.
As you can see, it's tradition. I remove a head, I bring it backstage, I place it on Mr. Fertitta and Mr. White's desk. Here you go, boss. Another one done. And then we discuss big business. So we went and we discussed big business. And big business just happens to be in Viva Las Vegas. So we are going to go to Las Vegas and one more head will be collected.
What that fight? Are you serious? I'm going up against supposedly the pound for pound #1 and he's groveling at my feet, begging for mercy. So as far as I don't want a fight, come on. Jose's quaking in his boots and he's supposedly top of the pound for pound list. I have my eyes on Jose killing the featherweight division and going up and destroying that lightweight division as well.
Yeah, listen, cut out all this other stuff and I'd go through the whole roster in 4 months. And I tell you that right now, I'll whoop every single one of them inside 4 months if you cut out all this other shit. Bring me in, weigh me in, and I'll fight the next night and wipe out the entire game inside 4 months. First, you've got to get through a guy that whooped your ass already. So why would I waste my time with a guy? You're fighting a guy that whooped your ass next. So you got to come through that. And let me say, and then I'll consider, I'll check the numbers, I'll discuss it with Frank, and I'll decide whether I'll change your bum life as well. See stiffness when I look in that 155-pound division. Slow, stiff. I feel like they're stuck in the mud almost. The featherweights, they hit like flyweights. So it's nice down there just destroying them and killing that whole division. But I have my eye on that 155 division and I see them all stuck in the mud in there. So Conor, we'll see over time. But guess what? Have I been wrong yet? Have I been wrong yet? No. I change your bum life. You fight me, it's a celebration. When you try to fight me, it's a celebration. You ring back home, you ring your wife. Baby, we done it. We're rich, baby. Conor McGregor made us rich. Break out the red panties. We're rich, baby. So don't say you would not take that fight because you would take that fight like everyone else up here would take the fight against me if it was offered, regardless of belts or any of that shit. I'm the money fight in the male shit at all weight divisions, so fuck everybody else up.
I mean, just whoa. Whether you love the guy or hate the guy, everyone tunes in to listen to that man talk. This is Shay with the Average Joe's Reviews and Previews podcast, and today we're going to be talking about the question on my mind, the question on your mind, the question on everyone out there's mind. What is next for Conor McGregor? No other fighter has the fight game like a buffet in front of him the way that Conor McGregor does. He's basically standing there and he can choose whatever he wants. He can fight whoever he wants, what division he wants. It's all in front of him. So today we're going to talk about the different fights that he's probably going to choose, the different fighters, what weight division, and we're going to try and figure out not only what Conor McGregor is going to do, but maybe what is the best thing for Conor McGregor. So let's talk about the Aldo fight. Now, Dana White has gone out and said that if he doesn't go back down to featherweight and fight Jose Aldo for the belt to unify the interim belt and the undisputed belt, if he doesn't go down and fight for that and unify those, then Conor McGregor's going to get stripped of his belt. Now, Conor McGregor has already stated he is not that excited for that fight. I mean, he beat the guy up verbally, mentally, and in the octagon. Beat him in 13 seconds. The guy hadn't been beaten 10 years, and he just destroyed him. So he doesn't really see a reason to go back down there and fight him. And to be honest, there's not really much down at 145 for him. And we'll get to that later in a minute. But right now, we're going to talk about why Conor McGregor would take the Aldo fight. He has expressed his confidence about facing Aldo. And if that isn't bravado and it's real confidence, and he can make the weight, the added prospect of winning the Aldo fight and then getting a super fight at lightweight with the possibility of having both belts is huge. And I think it's definitely worth going down for one more fight. Now let's talk about why he might not fight Aldo. Making weight has to be the main concern here, because if you look at the money, the difference between a rematch with Aldo and an Eddie Alvarez fight isn't that big of a margin when you talk about money and excitement and pay-per-views. Now, I personally think the weight shouldn't be a factor with Conor McGregor. He still weighed in at 168 for his fight with Diaz at UFC 202, and although he has bulked up. He hasn't gained weight like we probably anticipated he would. I know I anticipated him to be much heavier and to have to cut down to make 170, but clearly, had other plans, and he realized he had to fight at a lower weight right after this, and he's prepared accordingly. So 23 pounds in 3 months before UFC 202 is not impossible. He normally walks around at 168 pounds. He's made this weight cut many times and still performed the way he has. So let's talk about the other big fight on the docket that everyone's excited about, the Alvarez fight. Eddie Alvarez has been talking a lot of shit on Conor McGregor and has really been hyping this fight, hoping that Conor McGregor would beat Diaz. People really believe that Alvarez can knock out McGregor, but people don't have much faith in Aldo after the way Conor McGregor dismantled him. Although Conor McGregor would have to vacate his title, there is nothing saying if he beats Alvarez, he can't go down and beat Aldo afterwards, and it would make a much easier weight cut, and it might be an easier path to get both belts. Not as exciting of a path, not as big money of a path, but a path nonetheless. Because I tell you what, if he's going to fight Alvarez, he's not going to have his featherweight belt. So let's take a second to talk about why Alvarez might not be the best idea for Conor McGregor. Let's look at the matchups. Conor McGregor versus Aldo is a pretty big fight. Then Conor McGregor versus Alvarez is a huge super fight. Look at the other side of the coin and the other path to the success. Conor McGregor versus Alvarez first, pretty big fight. Conor McGregor versus Aldo, that being, a super fight going back down, beating the person he's already beat, would be a pretty big fight, but not a huge fight. The long-term benefits for fighting Aldo first and Alvarez second, I think far outweigh the first plan. Plus, if he loses to Alvarez and has no featherweight title, I feel like that hurts him a lot more. And personally, it's not a gamble that I'd want to make. Not fighting Alvarez first gives Alvarez the ability to promote their fight, Conor McGregor and Alvarez's fight, while Conor McGregor promotes his and Aldo's fight. So you basically have the other fighter who's already talking shit, who's already been promoting this fight, gets to continue and keep doing that while you're promoting a different fight. It's like making him do your work for you. Now, these big money fights are becoming the norm. And these big money fights are great. They're exciting. Everyone loves him. But I personally think that these fights need to center around the titles. I hope that this Conor McGregor-Diaz fight, although it was amazing, exciting, it's sort of an anomaly right now in the fact that there was no belt on the line. It was just these two really popular, great fighters putting it all out there. And I really hope it doesn't become the new norm in these super fights, these really big fights we have. Now here's another question for you guys out there. Would it really be the end of the world if Conor McGregor never fought at 145 again? I think not. Think about it. His plan, if he fights Aldo first, will be to secure his belt and then go to 155, where he has a ton of business. He can fight Alvarez. He can fight Rafael dos Anjos. He can fight Diaz again for the title if he has it. He can fight Donald Cerrone. The list goes on and on, you guys. Maybe he goes back to 145 way down the line to fight Frankie Edgar, but that's it. Basically what I'm saying is, if he beats Aldo again, he's going to be done with the 145 division for a while anyways. And he will have no real interest to go back down there under two conditions. Number one, if Aldo doesn't beat him, then we're going to have a trilogy fight there if that happens. So he's going to have more business down there. He's got to take care of that. And if Cruz doesn't go up in weight for a super fight, Dominic Cruz is the 135-pound champion. But I think it would be a huge money fight if he tried to make a super fight and he tried to go up in weight to fight Conor McGregor. But the question still begs, will Conor McGregor still be there for him to face? I think Cruz has a chance of beating McGregor or Aldo if he can make it past Dillashaw and Cody Garbrandt first. Those are two big fights on his docket that he's got to get through. But if he can get through those, he's looking at some serious money, and I see no reason why he wouldn't move up in weight to try and take on Conor McGregor or Aldo, whoever's sitting there as the champ. Now, I'm not talking much about Diaz, you guys, because Dana White, if you didn't already know, has gone out and said he has no interest in the trilogy fight, the third fight right now. Definitely excited for it down the line, but he's not booking it right now. It's not going to happen. Diaz has a little bit going on with this vape pen thing, whatever. So that fight is not going to happen at UFC 205 in New York City. It's really all about Aldo or Alvarez, which one Conor McGregor is going to choose. Now, personally, I think I've stated it earlier, I think Aldo's a better fight for Conor McGregor. I think that's where he should go. I think it's a better business plan. I think it leads to more money down the line. But if I had to put money on it, I don't think Conor McGregor is interested in the featherweight division anymore. I think he personally believes without him in it, it really handicaps that division, and that's a pretty fucking hard argument to make. Tell him he's wrong. I mean, I dare you. You got him, Frankie Edgar, and Holloway, and Aldo, of course. But if he leaves, Aldo's already beat Frankie Edgar twice. How interested are you in that fight again? And is there really anyone else? You got Holloway coming up, we'll see. I don't think he's at the same caliber, but I guess we'll see down the line. But really, there's no one else right now. So you might see Conor McGregor just go for Aldo. So I personally think that Conor McGregor is going to be fighting for the lightweight title at UFC 205 in New York City against Eddie Alvarez. And that, my friends, is going to be one exciting fucking matchup. Something I want to talk about too before I leave. Now that I've said that Conor McGregor is going to fight Eddie Alvarez at UFC 205 for the lightweight title next in New York City. If you're sitting there and you're Jose Aldo and you see Conor McGregor vacate his belt and just say, you can have it, you need to get that win back. I know that you've hadn't lost in 10 years and you've destroyed everyone in your division and this and that. An up-and-comer came in, talked shit on you, chased you for a year, and then destroyed you in 13 seconds. To get your respect back, to get fans back, you need to say, no, fuck that. I'm going up to 155. Give me whoever you want, Dana White. I'll fight whoever for a chance to be able to fight Conor McGregor again. He needs to chase Conor McGregor wherever he goes to be able to keep money in his pocket for one, and number two, to be able to get that win back and gain the respect that he needs and the respect that he really wants. So Jose Aldo, if you're out there and you're listening to this, you need to make that tough call, and you need to go do that if the announcement comes out and it's not Conor McGregor versus you. And one final thought for you guys. Picture this: Conor McGregor versus Jose Aldo to keep his featherweight title. Then Conor McGregor versus Eddie Alvarez for the lightweight title. Wins that. Then Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz for their trilogy fight with the lightweight title on the line. Yeah, I fucking know, right? That's exactly how I feel. Just picturing that is fucking insane, you guys. That would just be the craziest road. So I hope you guys had a fun time on the Average Joe's podcast today. You guys leave some comments. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all want to hear about, what movies you want us to review, what topics you want us to talk about. Just hit me up, leave me a comment. Y'all can email me at averagejoes.reviews.previews@gmail.com. Share us, give us a like. I'm excited to hear from you guys, and until next time, this is Shay with the Average Joe's Reviews and Previews podcast. I'll see y'all later.